What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday at 4:20. You know what that means. It's everybody's favorite time of the day because we're doing the damn thing. At least I am. So you're doing it, we're doing it. We're doing it together because we're one big, happy, dysfunctional family. This is still Nerdy News at 4:20, and I am still your host, a chef by trade and a mark by choice. I am the Will Gray, and joining me on Tuesday, as always,
It's me.
is everybody's favorite Bridget. It's our girl Hex. Hex, how are you?
I'm straight chilling. What about you?
Just chilling.
Yeah.
It's a good Tuesday. Nice and
It
chilling.
is.
There's a kitty.
Oh yeah. There is a kitty. I was like, where? There is a kitty. But yeah, I'm doing all right. It has been a good Tuesday. How are you today? How's your day been? Have you been productive? Have you laughed at anything?
I laughed a lot. Al started WCW Monday Nitro from season 1, episode 1. So she's reacting to mid 90s, 1995 pro wrestling. So this is very much still Hulk Hogan before he becomes a bad guy, Macho Man in the bright colors, Sting still Surfer Sting. So she's getting to experience all of this for the first time. The quote of the day so far has been definitely my favorite is Malls wouldn't, what would you say? Malls wouldn't have died if we still did wrestling shows there, right?
I don't think malls would have gone extinct if they still did wrestling shows.
Yeah.
I bet that's really interesting to watch. I can't imagine what my own comments would be like watching that.
It's been kind of fun to go back to. I watched an episode with her.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah. Matt's here. It's good to see you, Mateo. Quan is here. Rhino's here. AJ's here. Al is 2 feet on the other side of my monitors. Everybody's here. Let's go. We'll do host picks, nerdy news, Cowboy Bebop.
You think we're gonna have enough time?
What we're gonna do is should we do Cowboy Bebop first and then do nerdy news just to make sure?
Yeah, we'll do that.
What do you think? We'll do Cowboy Bebop.
I think that's
first,
a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. Before we do Cowboy Bebop, though, I have to appease the algorithmic gods. Yeah. First and foremost, I want to say thank you if you're watching on twitch.tv/Rivet City Radio, or if you're watching at youtube.com/Rivet City Radio, or if you're watching on x.com/botchbots and share shots. No matter where you're watching, we appreciate you like and follow and subscribe and do all the things and all the places. Let's talk about some anime. We're going to talk about Cowboy Bebop. We watched episodes 2 and 3. So how do you want to attack it? Do you want me to go down my notes and talk to you about it in my notes so you can, help me through what I'm actually watching versus what my poor anime novice brain understands?
First, I want to know what you thought and which episode was your favorite between 2 and 3.
I think 3 was my favorite episode, but 2 gave me maybe my favorite character.
The corgi. I'm assuming it's okay. Fair.
It's the dog, yeah.
Episode 2 is called Stray Dog Strut. By the way,
okay.
As a synopsis, it's I think that character's name is Hakim is who they're looking for. He's like a exotic pet thief, I think is the best way to describe that.
That makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah. He had plastic surgery on his face to change his look so he can get this dog to these other I guess they were like the people that made the dog as well. I don't know if he stole it from them, probably so, and so they're trying to get the dog back as well. And that is the episode basically. It's funny, Ein actually was the name of my Dungeons and Dragons character, and it wasn't because of the dog. But yeah, tell me what you liked. Tell me what you thought.
I love the intro. You gotta go somewhere else, Kat. You can't be in my lap right now. So, I love the intro. That was one of my favorite parts about, and it's a reoccurring theme in everything so far, is the soundtrack is amazing.
Yes,
Hakeem is based on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That would make sense.
he was tall.
Super tall. I wrote down, I saw in the credits Watanabe. I said, I feel like that's a name I should know. I feel like that person has done more than just this anime, haven't they? Or is that just like they're the creative mind behind Cowboy Bebop?
Yes, just the creative mind. It's they're also, I think everybody on that team that made Cowboy Bebop is just like top tier. Like I think maybe now you can see why this anime is, at this point, probably you can tell why it's such a big deal and why it's like a classic. It has classic status. But yeah.
I said interrupting a poop job is rude, because at the very beginning he's in the stall of the bathroom and everybody comes in with their guns drawn. I was like, well, that was rude. And then he immediately kicks the shit out of everybody. I was like, okay, never mind. He handled it.
Yeah.
We got the first, there may have been one in the first episode, a poop job. That's what I said. I didn't stutter. You heard me. Interrupting a poop job is rude.
Back to what like Ty said, like with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that character was based on him, and he played the antagonist from Bruce Lee's like a Game of Death, I think is what that movie was called. And so Spike, the main character, is using nunchucks in Cowboy Bebop, which is like a callback to Bruce Lee, whose weapon is that in that movie. But yeah. What else? I wrote some stuff down as well. Oh, the dog catching van has a license plate that reads NC-1702, which is probably a reference to the registry number for Starship Enterprise.
Really?
Yeah. So there's like a lot of like Easter eggs that, or I don't even know if you want to call them Easter eggs, or just like little, I guess they are Easter eggs, like things with throughout the show that are hidden in there. Is like, if you know, you know. But yeah, the Iron is super cute. Yeah, is a crazy man. Poop job. But yeah, so Iron is your favorite character so far?
Iron is definitely my favorite character. For sure, the dog, I wrote down the ninja dog, because throughout multiple fight scenes, that dog's like, doing shit like jumping off of bridges and stuff, and I was like,
onto a boat. Yeah.
Yeah, onto another moving vehicle without command. The dog just knew to do it. I thought that was crazy. I wrote down that I think that the dog is worth way more Wulongs than Hakeem.
Yes.
For sure.
The ending was so funny when that lady, the pet shop lady, was like, "No, that can't be the same dog that I had in my possession for a few moments."
I said money isn't real, because everything has these ridiculous like price tags, 300 million Wulongs and shit, and I'm like, this just makes it seem like inflation, like money's not real. At one point when Spike is about to pick up the bounty, the guy he's talking to, because Hakeem had like beat up his lab and took everything and robbed him and stuff, he said to give him the once over but twice. And I was like, that sounded insanely sexual.
That was a bar. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then in the infomercials, the lady is wearing a denim jacket, but absolutely no shirt on underneath it.
Of course. Like, you don't do that?
I guess not. What's up, Mike?
We get asked if we do Let's Plays. Maybe soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're planning to do it with the subathon coming up towards in July. We're going to be doing a lot. We got one game online where we're going to be able to play like digital Cards Against Humanity and stuff with the chat. We've got some cool stuff like that coming.
Yeah.
And then my last note for episode 1, it was like all the different bounty hunters that were hunting Hakeem. And I said it was like the battle of the bounty hunters versus Black John Wick, because Hakeem had the dog the whole episode and everybody was trying to kill it. So I was like, okay. So those were my notes for episode 2 of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, as far as like Ein goes, that dog, I think it gives the vibe that like that dog was the first experiment, and Ein is one in German, but also he's super smart for a dog. So you could even pull like an Einstein like vibe from that name as well. But yeah, that episode's a good episode. It's very funny. You get to see Spike pissed off at the dog. He says he hates dogs, but of course, you know, I'm sure that they will get along by the end of the show. But yeah, it was a good episode. Stray Dog Strut, episode 2 of Cowboy Bebop.
I liked it. It had a lot of action.
Yeah, it was a lot of action.
Yeah, a whole lot of action. Cowboy 3 or episode 3 was Honky Tonk Woman, which I think is a fantastic fucking name for an episode.
I agree. Yeah.
So do all the episodes, are they essentially the space pirates? Is what I'm going to call them.
They all revolve around that team, but not necessarily like you get the feeling now that you can watch each episode not necessarily in order. You know, so if you or Toonami, you would understand the episode without needing the previous one. But yeah, honky tonk women.
Okay, so essentially they're all just the space pirates and then whatever
shenanigans
they're getting into that episode. Okay. So for Honky Tonk Woman, the very first thing I wrote down is hottie in a yellow skirt smoking a blunt. I think I'm in love. Like very first note for the episode that I wrote down.
I think it's super interesting to go back and watch it because you can tell it's a different time as far as like what that character looks like. And she's supposed to be a hot, sexy woman. Faye Valentine. It's very thin. And nowadays in a lot of anime they have thighs and giant titties. You know, so you can kind of tell how the sexiness of a woman has changed over time, and it's cool to see that in the show. I think Honky Tonk Women is a song by the Rolling Stones. So it's a callback to that.
Cowboy Bebop is an anime, Tommy. I said that I wanted to pick a show to watch, and we decided that we were going to give me a little bit of an entry into anime, and Cowboy Bebop seemed like a soft entry point into the genre for me. So we're on episode 3 now, Honky Tonk Woman.
Yes, because that character kept calling her Poker Alice.
Yes, we've got Nintendo Direct.
Alice is a 19th century professional gambler and card dealer that was skilled in like counting cards. And her fame grew in Sturgis and Deadwood. And like Faye, she smoked cigars and carried a gun and was a felon. So that's like a real person that she's based off of.
You're so knowledgeable because you give us those bits of knowledge, and I wrote down, where the fuck did that card come from? Did he just pull it from her smooth? Because he walks up to her and he gropes her, and then he pulls a card out like he's doing the quarter behind your ear trick, only he pulls a queen of hearts out of this lady's snoo. Hex, where the fuck did the playing card come from?
It's magic. You can never know.
Just magic, right? It's just magic.
He can't tell the secrets, and I don't know what the secret is either.
Gambling cutscenes are dope. I said it's like anime James Bond.
Yeah, anime James Bond, anime Ocean's 11. Yeah.
That this whole episode felt like an Ocean's 11 cartoon, but
it felt like to me like Hit Monkey in a lot of ways, not to like in self-insert or anything, but like we did like a casino scene. I think every casino scene after Cowboy Bebop kind of calls back to it, and it's important to know that those scenes are inspiration for a lot of stuff that you see now.
I wrote down that he knew the chip was a work because he took it from the table. He gave her everything except for the one chip she wanted from him. But then I realized that Spike's not a genius. He's an idiot savant. And he just happens to take the chip that she wants. And I was like, okay.
That she thought she wanted. And then he ran into the actual guy who was like a little like a Wish version of Spike. Like and he had the chip and they swapped chips. Has that ever happened to you in real life? You run into somebody, you both have the same item and you pick up their item instead of yours?
No,
it's not realistic.
That seems like it's made up. I don't think that kind of thing
it happens
ever
in
happens.
a lot of movies and TV shows, you know, to be a thing that is made up. But yeah. Faye Valentine has made her entrance. I think you probably know that you might have a feeling that she may show up again later.
I've gathered that. I talked to Quan a little bit about it because I was just like,
you guys like besties now?
No, I don't know what you're talking about, but I was like, dude, I've got questions. I've just got to figure this shit out. The self-driving speeder was super dope. The fact that it was low key, she was just like boom, and all of a sudden her shit comes busting in the house with him. He said there's a chip inside of a chip. It's a microchip. And for some reason, I thought that was the funniest line I've ever heard in my life in that moment. And then $6 million for her. That's the biggest bounty to date.
I like how you're keeping track of the bounty prices. That's really interesting and funny to me.
I'm just curious what the, like I'm looking at it from their perspective. I should. Yeah, like, so I wrote down Romanis are gypsies. Am I saying it right? Are Romanis an actual like Romanis? Are those an actual group of people? Or was that something they made for the show?
Romani. She said, what did she say?
Romani?
She was like, you don't know anything.
Romani.
Romanis are gypsies.
Okay.
And he's a gadjo, a bumpkin.
A gaujo.
Yeah. Bumpkin idiot. My big fat gypsy. My mom used to love that show. By the way, she used to love My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding. She'd like call me like and tell me all about it. Like deep breath. And I'm like, okay, here we go.
There's a WWE superstar who was on My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding. Yeah.
Really?
Gigi Dolan from NXT was on one of the episodes. Yeah.
As someone who was getting married, or
as one of the kids getting married. Yeah.
Oh. Yes.
Apparently,
gypsy is a slur, and that's where we get the word he gypped me from.
He gypped me. It's a slur. A traveler.
A nomad, if you will.
My last note for episode 3 is fuck yes, a space shootout. Because I thought that was dope as shit. The fact that they literally got out into space this time and started shooting each other. Never mind the laws of physics and how bullets would actually react in a vacuum. But I still thought it was super cool. Like, because they didn't use a bunch of lasers and shit. They were still just shooting the same guns like they were on Earth. Or wherever the fuck they were at.
If I could categorize Cowboy Bebop, it's like a space western.
It's definitely a
sci-fi western. Yeah.
I watched the first episode, no idea what I was doing. I watched the second episode and talked to Quan. So when I watched the third episode, I had a little bit more knowledge of what they were going for, and I was like, this makes way more sense now. Because for the first 2 episodes, I was like, the fuck are they even doing here? And then when Quan explained like the tie-in to Western culture and actual like, spaghetti and shoot like spaghetti westerns and shit, and I was like, this is fucking genius.
Yeah.
Like it's so
you're
fun.
Enjoying it.
Oh yeah, definitely fun. Definitely a good watch. I'm looking forward to 4 and 5 for next week.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into some nerdy news. That was fun.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
good. That right there was fun.
That was good. That was fun. It was a good fun.
Host picks. Do you have a host pick? Is that what you sent me?
Yes. Actually, this is a host pick.
There you are.
It's
Oh, you're
from.
gone again.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, do we have time? But yeah, this host pick is
after 24 minutes. We're gonna have to do
host pick is
the
from
Cowboy
one of
Bebop
my
videos now.
I know. That's why I was like, should we just do this like